and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Steve Schnarr and Scott Swafford. Did I say your last name right?
You did.
I did. Okay. And they are representing Missouri River Relief, and they are here to talk to us about the MR340 race.
Yes.
How are you?
Great. Good to see you today.
Good to see you again. So for anybody who's listening or watching who is not familiar with Missouri River Relief, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we are almost 25 years old. Missouri River Relief is dedicated to connecting people to the Missouri River through direct experiences. So we do a ton of river education with little kids on up to older folks. We do river cleanups from St. Louis to Omaha, Nebraska, all along the Missouri River. And we do host a couple of canoe kayak races, including the MR340. So, one thing that we've just kind of wrapped up a couple weeks ago, which was really fun, is Mornings at the River program. And that's for kids 0 to 5, and it takes place down at Cooper's Landing. And we had nearly 2,000 kiddos and their family members come down there for 6 different days to just explore. And there's just tons of activities to do down by the river. They do a little walking. They're learning about nature. They're doing arts and crafts, all like under those cottonwood trees next to the river. So we're like kind of coming off the glow of that event in June and just gearing up, getting ready for the MR340.
So jumping out of that, 2000, 0 to, you say 5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
That was busy, I'm sure.
Oh, and super cute.
I would imagine so. And then jumping right into this race.
The big race.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
Tell us about this race.
Yeah, well, this is the 20th year of the MR340. It was started back in 2006 by someone who had spent a lot of time on the river, Scott Mansker. He lives near Kansas City and on the Kansas side. And he just kind of noticed that this is like a venue, this is an adventure playground, the Missouri River, that people just kind of weren't using. Came up with this idea for a race going from Kansas City to St. Charles, Missouri, 340 miles, nonstop, so all night long. Whenever people want to paddle at night, all throughout the day, all the way across the state. And that first race, which my friend you'll hear from in a second, Scott actually participated in, there were just 20 paddlers in that race. This year we have over 550 registered so far. So it's grown a lot in those years.
I'll say. So, okay. So you said, yes, I'll do this on the first try.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I saw a flyer that Scott Mansker, who's a tremendous writer, had posted at the Alpine Shop in Columbia, and I read the flyer, and I've been an avid canoeist since I was a teenager, and I just thought, this is something I absolutely have to do. I don't have any choice. So I tried to get a friend to do it with me, Jeff Barrow, who I've paddled a lot with, mostly whitewater. But he was busy writing a book at the time. So I decided I was going to do it by myself. And my wife, Lisa, was quite uncomfortable with that idea, so she volunteered to do it with me that first year.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah, we had a 17-foot Old Town canoe, and we thought we were going to do it. And we made it 75 miles into the race, encountered a terrible storm, and we ended up dropping out that year. But the next year we came back and did it again with a better boat, a better plan, and we actually trained, which is pretty important if you're going to finish this race. Mm-hmm. And we finished it that year, and actually there were only 2 mixed tandem teams, and we ended up winning the race because the other team ran into a barge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously, I thought you were going to say that your wife said, absolutely not. You're not doing this. And instead you said, oh, she decided to do it with me. That's amazing.
Yeah, and we remained married afterwards.
Yes, that is all amazing. Because I'm sure I would have tried to talk my husband out of that. Pretty sure I would have said, you probably shouldn't do that. Especially the first year. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd be like, let it go a couple of years and let's see what happens.
Work the kinks out.
Yes. But now over 500 teams?
People, individuals.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Over 400 boats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm a spectator.
Yes.
I want to see this. How do you see a piece of it?
Yeah, well, here in the mid-Missouri area, anywhere you can get to the Missouri River. And so let's just pick one spot. So Cooper's Landing is a good example. People like to watch the race at Cooper's Landing, and it gets very busy. So it might be tough to find parking down at Cooper's Landing, and you might think about other places to go where you can get to the river. But things really, the first paddlers show up. So this race is next week, right? So next Wednesday, early morning.
Okay.
And then it just sort of builds throughout Wednesday, and it gets quite busy by Wednesday night.
Okay.
So there's other places you can go. There's Franklin Island Conservation Area boat ramp. Some people will go to the A-frame at Les Bourgeois and watch it from up on the bluff, and then there are little ants down there paddling along. Jefferson City is another great spot, so Norin access down there. And there's some other ones in the area, places where you can get down to the river. And by the time people reach the mid-Missouri area, they're kind of spread out, so a lot of times people will just love to, kind of shout out and cheer people on as they're paddling by or as they're pulling in to resupply or whatever. It's quite an experience.
It just sounds like an amazing race. I mean, no pun intended. It sounds like an amazing race.
Yeah, a huge accomplishment for anyone who even starts. It's a big deal to even start, but to finish paddling across the state of Missouri, wow.
How many typically finish? Real quick, a percentage.
Over 2/3 will finish.
It's
usually.
amazing. Well, thank you both for being here.
You bet.
I'm looking forward to seeing somebody out there paddling.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to your Be Well moment by Burrell Behavioral Health. Sometimes life can feel like a boat on rough seas. Caring for our brains in those moments works best when we have practiced beforehand. We can use our 5 senses as a way to practice. Pause and notice your surroundings. What do you see in your space? What do you hear? What can you smell, touch, and taste? Spend a few seconds with each of your 5 senses. We can use our senses as an anchor to create some steadiness when life seas are rough.